to finish at about midnight.
This is the first time in a
Eastern,
long time that we've had so many like
Exactly.
2-1s. I mean, we just saw a match, sorry, determined by a best of one decider match after it being 2-1. I mean, that hasn't happened in quite a long time, and I don't suspect it's going to happen all too often. So I don't think it's a big deal. It's just, you know, one of those things that just happened to happen tonight.
All right, Hurix, final set of the night. We've got Where's Baldo, defending champions who took out Rockets Esports, the full Rockets Esports last week. 2-1 off stream here. Bunny Blasters on the red. Can, honestly, you know, Where's Baldo have the advantage moving into this one? I'm excited to see Nero play overall, but play the Pharah here right away. And Dalton is a player to watch on the Tracer. Exciting stuff that always comes out from him and Kraken. This whole squad is always fun one to watch here, so I'm excited to see what they're going to throw our way tonight.
And again, I mean, Kraken Lacken is one of those guys that has always, you know, he really does have like that really good playing spirit. We saw him coming through and play, basically just filling for a team that needed it at the last minute for AG a few weeks back or a month or so ago, and he filled in quite nicely for these guys. He picked up main tank for them. So it was really nice to see that, and you know, the past few weeks we've been seeing him actually come through on his own team, so really nice to see him competing again. Are they? I actually didn't even check. They are not. They are absolutely not correct.
Thank you, Meow, it's Bella, for pointing that out. Hurix dropping the ball, man, time and time again.
It's too late, man. It's hard to do production and analyze and all that kind of stuff all at the same time when I just can't even function with my brain in general.
Okay, well, I am Root trying to drop the beat. He still drops the beat, doesn't hit George Line either, man. They're not in a great position, and they still go ahead and pretty much throw a lot at this fight here, but with Nero out of the fight, actually gets back up into this one. Resurrect comes through there from Hakume, and he doesn't even need to drop the barrage. He can't, in fact, here, it's because he's taken down. A lot committed there from the Bunny Blasters, but Hakume, he pops the Valkyrie. He brings Nero back up into the fight, and this is looking like just a stomp from the side of the defense.
These guys are looking absolutely fantastic. Nero right now has been doing so well to just cover exactly where he's positioned right here, just throwing damage out. As soon as they start getting aggressive, he just works his way around, puts in a bunch of damage into the back line as well, and really doing a good job against Hippie by Day, who has so far tonight been incredibly strong, incredibly consistent on basically every pick that he's had, but Nero is just kind of getting the best of him.
Barrage comes out. He absolutely decimates him, picks up a 3K for himself, and Fitz not in a great position either. Just needs to die with the rest of the team. Ooh, they're going to... Great play. They're just going to let him sit out here, keep him out for a little bit longer. With sub 90 seconds to go, he's going to be forced to drop off the map. Oh, man, that's about as bad as it gets, to be honest. Actually, no, it gets worse. LG Evil, the old LG Evil days. That was, like, the epitome of, like, a stall in that sense, but... With that in mind, Hurix, not a lot of time to work with. Need to see a pulse bomb kill from Sue. He has to open up with the kill. Otherwise, it's just going to go the same way, I fear.
And Hippie by Day now up in the skies, protected by that Mercy. And look at this. He's actually gotten hit twice in a row. Can the fourth be hit onto the Mercy? Nero not going to be able to find that one, and the res forced to come out onto Hippie, but they need to find another kill just to try to take advantage of the fact that that cooldown is off. Fitz finds one of his own as well.
And this is looking like they should be able to come through with the objective. Bunny Blasters in a pretty solid position. George Lion doesn't need to use the Dragon Blade just yet. Maybe Nero could pull this back. They have Valkyrie to work with as well. George Lion gets resurrected here. Hakume, is he going to bring him up? No, he pops one. No, he pops the Valkyrie, but he's taken down immediately by George Lion with the Dragon Blade. Turning it up a notch for his team here. They secure the objective with limited time remaining. And this is going to be tough. 2:30 for the second phase of this map is not ideal whatsoever.
Yeah, not ideal at all. But, you know, again, just to kind of quote you from before, we've seen crazier things. We have absolutely seen crazier things here. Hippie by Day now sticking to that Pharah. Even now, I mean, Nero is actually swapping over to a McCree instead, as they do have control of that high ground. This will bring out a little bit more consistent damage and be more of a threat to try to taking out Hippie by Day on that Pharah. We do see a lot of ultimates charged up on both sides. They're getting aggressive here. Where's Baldo? Pulling back a little bit to deal with Hippie by Day here is going to be Nero as he surges forward. Almost gets the flashbang there, but not going to secure that kill.
Kind of dispersed fight. I mean, you had that little skirmish up in the skies there as Nero tried to take care of Hippie by Day, but on the payload itself, it was actually the Winston Diva combo forcing him back and didn't really allow Hippie by Day to get, or I guess the rest of the team, to get the room to work with to be able to follow through with the kills. So they hold off for the time being here. And a crucial hold, because already a minute chunked off the clock, and there is so much ground to be covered. This is a difficult point to get through with sub 2 minutes at this point. We see Winston now on the payload here. Up top, though, it's going to be Fitz. Drop. They pop the transcendence as Hakume tries to keep him alive in the midst of everything, but looks like for the most part, where's Baldo holding on quite strongly.
Dalton now just dishing out a ton of damage into Benji, forcing that Primal Rage out as they just jump in onto Hakume. Can they find the kill as he gets sent back? But they actually do wind up securing that one. Chain now alongside Dalton, finding the kill onto Sue as Chain pulls back up. And now with 1 minute left on the clock, they have not found much ground at all here, Storm.
And I'm afraid that they might not be able to find much more at all unless George Lyon and Sue come through big for him, and George Lyon is the guy who's gonna have to do it. He's done it before. Here's Pulse Bombs out there, finds a big chunk of damage, gets the D-Mech onto Kraken Lacken as well. Now, Dalton, though, finds a double with his own Pulse Bomb, but Fitz immediately responds with a Valkyrie, gets the double res, gets them both back up into the fray here, and they've got the numbers advantage. Maybe they don't even need to use a Dragon Blade at this point. It looks like George Lyon gonna hold off, and that was just a terrific play from Fitz to respond to that so quickly.
Yeah, and he's looking for a little bit more here, isn't he? I mean, has the blade, looking, basically just getting intel on where they are. We'll probably see him holding off and waiting for this team to kind of encroach onto the point. That's going to be the play right there as he's just jumping right into the back line, looking for it. Transcendence comes out, though.
He has the support of a sound barrier, but again, Fitz and Sue are both out of the mix right now. Self-destruct is out, but doesn't quite find anything. No one really in the vicinity of that one, and oddly placed. Now a Dragon Blade out on the other end. Nero trying to find the kills here, and it looks like that should be a stop confirmed as the self-destruct gonna push him away for the time being. Sue is still in the area, but a Pulse Bomb in the back from Dalton. Dalton cleans it up. Mercy not gonna find anything, and they make the hold on the bridge here. So we're certainly cut out here for where's Baldo, but Hurex, with the performance like that from Nero and Dalton, I don't see how Bunny Blasters stand a chance right now. I mean, they're on a different level in terms of DPS play from what we've seen all night long.
Absolutely agree. I mean, Dalton and Nero have been insane. It's really been, I mean, a lot of the tank play, support play that have come through for Bunny Blasters. I mean, not to take anything away from Sue and George Lyon, who have been quite good themselves, but I think what has really kind of, you know, allowed them to keep pace has been Hippie by Day, Benji, and Fitz really doing a phenomenal job so far. Now, trying to deal with Dalton and Nero, that's going to be a tough task, man. I mean, especially given the fact that Chain has been doing so well as well. I mean, he and Kraken Lacken have been very, very aggressive, jumping out onto the point, really putting out a lot of pressure and being very safe in the process, too. You don't see Chain and Kraken Lacken really dying off all that often. Now we're going to see him, though, swapping over from the Diva to that Roadhog, and this is where the fun starts happening, man.
Do they go back to their roots? Do they put Hippie by Day on a Roadhog? Sue, McCree. I'm curious to see what they want to throw at them here on the defense. And obviously, this is what they're going to throw at them here because it doesn't look like they're going to be making any changes. So, George Lyon on the Tracer. How do you feel about him on the Tracer as opposed to his Genji? Because I feel like it's kind of been a little bit of a hit or miss sometimes for him.
Well, it is, I agree, it is a hit or miss. I would say most often against really, really strong teams, it's probably a miss, and not like a far wide right kind of wide right.
But going against Dalton.
But exactly, you're going against an incredibly strong team. Kraken Lacken back over to the Diva, which is actually very good to shut down the Tracer. I think it's just going to be very, very tough for them to pull this off, given the fact that we do see that swap, given the fact that they do have Dalton to deal with. In a Tracer v Tracer, I give that to Dalton probably 8 times out of 10.
All right, it's up to you, George Lyon. Prove us wrong. I hope you do, man. We'll see if this is going to be a good set or not. As right away, it's where's Baldo? I mean, they're just looking so good with that defensive hold. They're going to jump onto the point, not waste any time in doing so, but Kraken Lacken actually getting fairly low. He's going to be demeched, so that's a pretty strong start for these guys. But losing your Lucio, Fitz might bring him back up. Maybe he's waiting to see if Benji drops. No, going to bring the Lucio back up into this one. Now Hippie by Day, taken out of the mech. Kind of going to open up the line of sights here, I think, for Nero, not having to worry about the defense matrix. But as I say that, Sue is taken down immediately. Hakume brings him back up, and George Lyon finds a pulse bomb for himself, Purix, but it looks like the numbers are favoring Where's Baldo. They have a diva in the mech. It will be Hippie by Day getting back into his own, but a pulse bomb out from Dalton sticks onto Hippie. He's going to be D-mech once again, and they will certainly secure the first objective.
Really, really good pace at which they've got that first cap. Dalton, again, proving to be a machine here. Oh, he might actually get taken out. It looks like they did spot him on that lower side of the castle, and George Lyon now contesting him. And not only did George Lyon go in there with all the help in the world, I mean, obviously he didn't get any of it, still took that 1v1. Dalton just turned around and forced the recall out, found the kill onto I Am Root now, and Dalton just surging back into the back line, forcing that res to come out very early on.
And that was also Chain as well up top with the Primal Rage. He was knocking them all around, and now Sue is so isolated up top. I mean, Shane's kind of out of position as well, but he's in a decent spot to actually deal with the McCree right now, who finally gets a little bit of pullback support from Fitz and move on to the payloads. So not a terrible position, but they push out a self-destruct here from the side of Kraken Lacken. They resurrect Chain as well, and now they're in an advantageous position, especially with Dalton finding a pulse bomb onto Fitz, getting rid of him even when he had Valkyrie available. Of course, only at this entryway, so that's not a bad hold from Where's Baldo, but they have to hold off 415 to the bridge. I just don't know if they're going to be able to do this here.
It's going to be very, very tough. They are just surging ahead, 2 on the point here. A couple of ults, one of them being that Valkyrie, and they are looking to go ahead and use that one. But look at this defensive ult stacking here that we see from Bunny Blasters. And now George Lyon again. And, oh, George Lyon, exactly. That's why you don't get in a 1v1 with Dalton, man. Choke up a little bit and maybe fall off the map.
Well, they are pulling this back in their favor here. Deadeye's out as well. He finds Nero. I'm not sure if they really needed to use the Resurrect right there. Would have liked... I mean, it's just... it's not a long cooldown by any means, but he actually pops the Valkyrie. So they're kind of fully committing to this off of Hakume's play alone. We'll see if they want to pop that Primal Rage. I mean, I imagine they will. Now they've got, with Benji out of the engagement, somehow, some way, Herox, they've pulled this back in their favor. Hippie by Day is able to remech, but they just don't have much to work with. With Fitz not in the area, he's back, way back in the castle with Sue, and they're going to be forced to get a full regroup if they possibly can here. I just don't see all 6 getting back in time. Need to contest this one. He gets knocked back by the demon, knocked off the map, and oh man, what a play from Kraken Lacken. And Where's Baldo taking map number 1 very convincingly, to say the least.
Absolutely, and this is going to be Nero coming through with the play. I still love this. This hasn't gotten old to me. That highlight intro with the basketball, just very nice. But
Duncan,
yeah, really good barrage there. And look at Chain coming through. What a barrier coming out as well, just to protect against that Pharah and actually forcing him to kind of hit himself a lot. So it was really easy for them to actually find that kill. So good stuff so far from Where's Baldo, and showing us how they were able to beat out the team that Bunny Blasters actually just defeated moments ago. Now going on to Lijiang Tower. Again, with those DPS in play, it's going to be a tough task to try to take them out.
Well, I did you the favor, Herox. I swapped the sides.
Oh, I was actually going to have Baldo.
I got it, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got Where's Baldo over on the blue. Bunny Blasters on red. For those of you just joining us, we are in the finals of the AG Weekly number 70. And Where's Baldo? They need one map. They need Lijiang Tower to secure the set, secure the tournament victory. And I'd imagine they're going to do it right here. This is a best of 3 on Lijiang Tower. Not a best of 1 here. So a little bit of room to work with if you're Bunny Blasters, but you're going to have to figure something out. What do you do if you're them right now, man?
Oh, you really got to start doing something to deal with Dalton, who has been just consistently in their back line. I mean, really kind of doing anything to kind of create separation so that you can deal with him in isolation would be good. I think starting off with the Junkrat pick, where Hippie by Day has been quite good with that so far, is a great start. But Dalton now making the swap off of Tracer and going over to a Junkrat himself, they're now going to have to win that Junkrat war. And Hippie by Day trying to win that, I don't know what to expect, to be honest, because I haven't personally seen Dalton on the Junkrat, so I don't know what to expect in that regard. But if he's as good on Junkrat as he is on Tracer, it's gonna be a tough one for sure for these guys. But it looks like we're gonna be seeing almost the same composition coming out. Kraken Laken and Sue going to be the difference there, as Kraken Laken has pulled out the Roadhog, Sue on the McCree. We'll have to see which one is going to be the best.
Coming out of the gates, the Junkrat more than likely going to be making an appearance here. Can't anticipate. Dalton's Junkrat. I'm excited. That's something we haven't ever really seen, I don't think. So I'm excited to see what Dalton's going to do on the Junkrat here. Nero over to the Zarya. That is a pick we've seen from him before. And George Lyon as well, moving back to Zarya, something he brought out in their semifinal match. So pretty similar compositions for the most part here. Oh man. But they still pull back 2 kills. Bunny Blaster's in a decent spot regardless, especially with Benji now back in the mix thanks to that Mercy Resurrect. Of course, they don't have a Mercy on the side of Where's Baldo, so not going to be able to use that. And Sue cleaning this one up. Bunny Blaster's getting off to a hot start. They've got Root back in the area as well, making a 3-on-2. They're going to be forced to both at the point.
Oh, the tire's low, though. It's coming around, and actually Sue finds the flick onto it, takes the kill as well. And now they're going to be jumping back in, but they have control, but they're not on the point as much anymore here, Storm.
Yeah, they didn't really have much of a point presence there. Benji wasn't in a great spot. Now he gets resurrected up, but is it really enough to get the job done? Riptire's out there from Hippie by Day, immediately taken down by Dalton. Looked like it was by accident, since it was by Dalton, in fact. Regardless, we see a shadow come out from Chain. Can they fall through with this one? Valkyrie now here from Fitz. Brings back Sue as he was charged into or taken down by the Fire Strike. Oh man, the Earth Shatter completely blocked out there from Chain. And I think they've got this in the bag. But no, again, another Resurrect comes out there from Fitz. Graviton surges out from both sides. Who can clean it up? It looks like it's going to be the side of Where's Baldo, Yurks, but they prolong this fight so well. They drop a sound barrier. Not a fan of that whatsoever. I think he instantly regretted that as soon as he came to the ground.
Yeah, they were looking to try to sustain on a little bit longer to steal away some more points, but yeah, I have to agree, a little bit of instant regret as that one came out and he realized that the rest of his team was already dying off. Now holding this down, Nero having such high energy, given the fact that it is Junkrats, it's going to be tough for them to get in. A hook coming out, that's going to pull Benji forward, get everybody else out of position. I Am Root needs to be taken out here.
What a shatter, though, coming out there from Chain. He gets behind that barrier, lays him down. Unfortunately, there just wasn't a lot of follow-up like they would wanted. You know, there was some decent follow-up, but on the other end, they still found a few kills for themselves. Man, Boost is out, though. On to Nero, trying to break him down, and it looks like he should be able to follow through with a couple more kills off this one. George Lyon, Graviton Surge comes out, connects onto 2. Is the follow-up there? Chain trying his best with Kraken Laken. They clean it up, and they take the lead.
Oh, man, somehow they are able to clean this up. This is some of the scrappiest stuff that we've seen in the finals in some time, man, where it's just gone back and forth, and it has been completely insane to see, and I think Junkrat is a bit of a reason why, just adding to the chaos of it all. And now we're seeing that tire come out. Can Dalton find the tire kill that he's looking for here? And it's going to be taken out almost immediately by Hippie by Day, the opposing Junkrat, with that concussion mine.
But they're going to go ahead and pop the whole hog here from the side of Kraken Laken. Not really going to find a whole lot of value off it. Maybe buy themselves a little time knowing that Chain isn't in the mix of this. But now, Riptire's out. Graviton Surge comes through. Oh. Can they find it? No, they don't. Double kill. Hippie by Day comes through with that one. They flip the point in the midst of it and bring them back into this. So they've got 6 people on the point. They're sitting pretty comfortably right now, Hirix.
Now they're going to be jumping forward. Now they have a great opportunity to go ahead and just abuse this doorway with the Junkrat. They also, of course, have McCree as well, but Kraken Laken making that swap over to the Diva just to allow them the opportunity to get back up into that point, and the hammer comes down. I'm not sure if it got anything there.
It hit 3 people.
Oh, wow.
The barrier was turned the other way, and the Deadeye follow-up is there from Sue. They're going to take the lead. They could very well have just taken the series off of this. They bring back Benji as well. Fitz used Valkyrie, so that's something they don't have to worry about. You got to remember, there's nothing to work with if you're Bunny Blasters right now. You've got a Sound Barrier, you've got a Nano Boost, almost coming up on a Graviton Surge. You just need to find a way to get to the point if you're the side of Where's Baldo.
And winner of this next fight pretty much takes it. What a charge coming in, pinning everybody down, allowing that Graviton to come down, and the follow-up is finally there for Where's Baldo. They're rushing into the point. They have one last thing that they need to do here to close this out.
Dude, that follow through off that Graviton Surge, Hakume with a clutch bio grenade. I think it was one off of that charge alone, but there's Dalton. He finds Fitz. There is no hope whatsoever for them being able to win this at this point. Maybe a Graviton Surge hope. Oh man, Hippie by Day finds 2 with the Riptire. Make it actually 1.5. It was a Diva defense, or excuse me, Diva mech there, but even so, George Lion trying his best to hold on, but it's the Nero show. He cleans it up. Hippie by Day contests for a second. Benji tries to come around the corner. Fitz comes through, gets a resurrect, immediately taken down. I just don't think they have the presence here. They have 3 people or 2 people in the area. I am Root, the sole survivor. Sue now trying to get back into the mix now. The Earth Shatter, the Solo Shatter, they take round number 1.
Somehow battling their way back into that one. Just
super scrappy, man.
What a charge to come through and somehow landed onto that Reinhardt. We're talking about 3,000 IQ plays from Chain just to get onto the point, and then Nero to come through and make that huge Graviton work for them. Really great coordination from Akume as well, just turning everybody up, and man, they just completely just rushed that thing, and really good coordination from those guys. Good stuff so far from them.
Well, this is it. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Bunny Blasters really impressed in that round. I mean, they looked a lot better relative to how they looked on an Eichenwald. Maybe that's them turning it up a notch. Maybe that's where's Baldo lacking a little bit here on Lijiang Tower. We'll have to see. We do have a Widowmaker out from Sue. He's kind of made waves with the Widow in previous rounds, so he's going to look to deny Nero in any possible way. But you got to remember that kind of hurts their beefiness, because they only have Benji on the Winston. They don't have a Zarya, they don't have a Diva. A Diva in particular, you gotta remember about here, Hurex. And right away, they're wiped off the board.
Really good start from Where's Baldo this time, and we have to remember back to the last map on Eichenwald, Nero getting the best of Hippie by Day. I think 2 out of the 3 times that we saw them battling out in the air. I mean, Hippie by Day is not a bad Pharah by any means, and still Nero has been really putting out some good pressure, but they're bringing out the Widowmaker just to try to deal with that a little bit as well. So it's going to be up to Dalton to make sure that they have the spacing to work with. Can he take Sue out? Pulse Bomb comes down, not going to find anything, but still making 3 of these guys turn around and look at him. That's going to give the space to Nero exactly what he needs to do. So Dalton, of course, doing his job very well right now.
And I think it's important to note that it's against the Widowmaker. That's allowing Nero to actually make sure he can have a presence in the sky. But Sue did find the shot onto him, but in the meantime, is it really enough to get anything going? Hakume ready to go with Valkyrie. Fitz is still 20%-ish off of that one. If they can find a kill on the Fitz, that would be big, and Kraken Lacken does just that. Chain is way in the back line with the Primal Rage. Easy pickings coming out here from the side of Where's Baldo. 50+% Hurex. They're well on their way to winning this tournament.
Boy, Chain came through and just gave him a quick smack in the air, dropping him down. Now Dalton just holding out, waiting for anybody to come around this corner, and boy, is he going to have a warm welcome as they're just right behind him. He's going to jump back over to the point. George Lion on the Tracer again here. We're going to have that little bit of a duel.
Still, they need to get onto the point here. Primal Rage popped out there from Benji, but Nero up top in the skies.
Oh,
finds
wow.
a few for himself, gets a quad kill, 80% and counting, and that is that. That's all she wrote. Didn't even need to use anything else at that point, man. They're sitting in such a terrific position. 12% to go. Can they even make it back? They should be able to contest. Now that Sue is on the Diva, George Lyon's still on that Tracer, they're sending out the self-destruct to see if they can find anything in the air. Not going to be the case, but I Am Root dropped before he's able to get up to the sound barrier here. This is do or die here for Bunny Blasters. They lose this fight, they will not be able to win this tournament here as Fitz comes in with the Valkyrie, brings up Benji, but a sound barrier on the other end from Insomniac is keeping them healthy and alive for the time being. They've got 2 people on the point, Hurex. I just don't think it's enough to seal the deal. Sue going to be taken out of the mech. Benji taken down as well, and that should certainly spell defeat here for the side of Bunny Blasters as Where's Baldo taking the map and taking the tournament. GG's all around.
Really cool stuff from Where's Baldo. I haven't heard of this team before this, and not only do they win it out, but in very convincing fashion. Great stuff from those guys. And this was such a cool play. I'm so glad it was this one, because look at this charge come out. What a monster Chain is. Or is it Chain? Sorry, I actually, yeah, it was Chain. It was Chain, and then Nero was the...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, the